more and more facilities for what? Facilities for creature comforts, for bodily comforts, correct? So whether it is opulence, whatever it be. So here it discusses how after the women folk and the heavenly kingdoms, when they have union with their husbands, they come here to Mother Earth and they come here to bathe themselves in sanctified rivers like Nanda and Alakananda. So there's a very important point over here that we can learn, sadhakas, what we can get from this. One is that Prabhupada uses this word, rati um, karshita, rati karshita. That means even after having sex enjoyment, which is considered to be the highest form of material sense gratification, highest, even after that, a person is becoming very morose, very sad, very dejected. So, what does this tell us? That any type of material enjoyment is temporarily fleeting. It is temporary, it's just for that particular instant and permanently empty. It will never satisfy. And that is the reason why we jivas are caught in engaging in sense gratification, different types of sense gratification, whatever it be. We are all addicts. In the material condition, all of us are addicted. Of course, in material society, we say that, oh, the person is a drug addict, he's an alcoholic, this, that, addiction is bad. But we don't look internally to ourselves. We also are addicted. We are addicted to sense gratification, either the physical sense gratification or subtle sense gratification of fame, power, prestige, etc. So, what Prabhupada has given and what he highlights over here, he says that even the highest form of sex enjoyment, of material enjoyment, which is the sex enjoyment, even that highest form leaves you feeling empty. Hare Krishna. So that there is a limitation. There is only that much what material enjoyment can do, even in the heavens. Hare Krishna. So from this, what we can understand is that very simple, that no matter whatever be the material condition, no matter whatever, we think that, oh, material distress. But in one form, the enjoyment is also a type of distress for who we are, the spirit soul. Then Prabhupada goes on to explain what is Tirthapada. Tirthapada. Tirtha is a sanctified place, a holy place, Tirtha. And Pada means the feet, the feet. So Govinda is called Tirthapada, the source of all holy places. Now, one thing which is really very nice in the entire scriptures, I mean, there are the Vedas, the Bhagavatam, the Puranas, Upanishads, so many. It's always congruent, correct? So over here we know that Govinda is called, excuse me, source of all holy places, Tirthapada, source of all holy places. What does source of all holy places mean? Then you have reference to Brahma Samhita, the first one, right? 5.1. Ishwar Parama Krishna Satchitananda Vigra Anadiradir Govinda. Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. He is the cause of all causes. So over here in this context, it is Tirthapada. He is the source, cause of all holy places. Now, pilgrimage, and especially those who come from the Indian subcontinent, it's even in the Western world, people make pilgrimage. They go on to, even in Islam, they go to Mecca, etc. They do Hajj, what they call. It's meant to purify. But actually, that is just, again, these visits to a holy place is temporary. You can only go there for that much time, and then you have to return back to whatever is your condition. And that, in yesterday's class, as Madhupati Prabhu was explaining, is like a Hati Snana, correct? You go there, get purified, And the elephant, when he comes out of bathing in the river, again he starts putting mud on himself. Hare Krishna. So, pilgrimages are meant to purify. However, the ultimate purity or the ultimate cleansing is when you serve the Lord. Hare Krishna. Being the Das Anudas, that is the ultimate pilgrimage that one can do. And over here, Prabhupada has quoted Narottam Das Thakur, dear devotees. Hare Krishna. He quotes Narottam Das Thakur, and what he's saying is that don't run to many tirthas. Take shelter of Govinda's feet. Prabhupada has explained that if you have to go to a pilgrimage, recently there was this Kumbh Mela, and several millions of people congregated all over, from all over the world, correct? Millions and millions. Now it is not just easy to reach there. So many arrangements have to be made, planning, preparation. When you go there, there's so much crowd, whatever be that case. But Prabhupada is saying it's so simple. Why do you have to go through all these hoops, jumping through all these hoops? Just take shelter of Govinda's feet. And Govinda, he's everywhere. He's omnipresent, omniscient, omnipresent, omnipotent. He's everywhere. He's within us. So just taking shelter of that feet is itself becomes a tirtha. So simple, right? So, what is the lesson for a sadhaka over here is pilgrimage has value, but it's not the location that purifies, it is devotion. Many people go to pilgrimage even as sightseeing, or okay, I've done enough sins, now I come over here, I get washed, and I come back, right? So, that is not the purpose of pilgrimage. If you look at purpose of pilgrimage, it is to sanctify, to purify, to cleanse of all the anarthas, and that happens only by serving through service. Who? Govinda. We can't serve Govinda directly, so you're serving the servant of the servant of the servant. And this opportunity, even where Krishna is worshipped any place, including our own homes, we are grastis, we have so many responsibilities, professional, family, society responsibilities, this, that, so many responsibilities are there. Just by having a small deity of Krishna, just by having a picture of Krishna and serving that that place, the home becomes Tirtha. So many devotees, correct? What do they name their homes? They name their homes as the deity's home. This is Bal Gopal's home. This is Nithai Navdeep Chandra's home. This is Radha Gokulananji's home. That is a holy place itself. Hare Krishna. Because what is happening over there? There is service to the Lord every day, and devotees come, devotees get together, devotees discuss, have kirtan, bhajan, prasadam. So that itself is a holy place. So, dear devotees, whenever there is an opportunity to go to a home program, it's not just somebody's home. You're actually going to a place of pilgrimage. Hare Krishna. The other point which Prabhupada has made here is that the presence of a pure devotee transforms any place into a tirtha. Can you give me some water, please? It transforms any place into a tirtha. See how powerful this is. A person who is a pure devotee. All of us are on the path of purification. Some are advanced, some are behind. Doesn't matter. Everyone is on the path of purification. But a person who is, say, for example, sannyasi, who is a sannyasi? Sannyasi is one who's renounced. Correct. Sannyasi is not just someone who wears the orange robes and carries a danda. That is external. But more important, sannyas is a state of consciousness. So whatever be your ashram, you could be in the sannyas state of consciousness, which means totally absorbed. Thoughts, words, deeds, totally absorbed in service of Krishna. Hare Krishna. And such a person himself or herself is a tirtha. Just having darshan of such a person, just serving such a person is a purificatory, purificatory effect on whatever anarthas we may be carrying. That's why association is so important. What does association mean? Association means to serve. Association is just casual, social, ha ha he he hoo hoo. Um, I mean, there is a lot. Devotional service, bhakti, is extremely joyful. But there is that purpose. You are joyful when Krishna is joyful. When serving Krishna gives him pleasure, his devotees gives them pleasure. So this is what the purpose is. Association means to serve the devotees. Hare Krishna. So what this means by serving? Everything. Our food, work, relationships, everything we can use in service of Krishna. Of course, sadhakas, one boat in the one leg in material boat, other leg is in the spiritual boat, and trying to do balance, like how people who are working do work-life balance. Here it is material, spiritual life balance. We also try to, material uh, kind of enjoyment, but we put it under the umbrella of bhakti and in company of devotees, and we say, okay, okay, now it is bona fide. Why? Because it is in company of devotees. Yeah, it is company of devotees. But what is the purpose? If the purpose is for sense gratification, it really isn't in the company of devotees. When what does company of devotees? What does it mean? Krishna is the center and we are serving Krishna. So sure, go out for picnics, go out for outing, but the most important principle is Krishna should be in the center. We should not forget that. We should not forget that. Hare Krishna. So the lesson we can learn here is that, no matter what, we try to make adjustments. We think that, oh, if I win this lottery, my life will be so much better. I will be able to do bhakti so much better. No more responsibilities, no more worry and tension of paying bills, blah, 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 whatever else they may be. But it's never enough. If that was the case, all the billionaires would be the happiest people on earth. Incidentally, the most number of suicide as a demographic happens in the very wealthy as compared to those who are not so wealthy. So, wealth really isn't going to move the needle. Why? Because we are spirit souls, and no matter whatever be the material adjustment, can never ever satisfy the spirit soul. Hare Krishna. So now is summer, dear devotees. Recently, last Saturday, we had a beautiful event at Atlantic City Rath Yatra. Our dear Dattatreya Prabhu is the main driver. He's been doing it now for several years. Dattatreya Prabhu organizes that event. ICNJ engages. And, sometime a person asked, what is the use? We are here in Plainfield and all the way you're going 120, 130 miles to do Rath Yatra. Those people will never even come to our temple or whatever it is. But then, what is the purpose of Rath Yatra? Rath Yatra, usually when you worship, you go to a temple or a sacred place. You go there, correct? On this particular day, God comes to meet you. Jagannath comes to see you. He comes outside to see you. Doesn't matter. Whatever, whoever you be, what you've done, what you've not done, Jagannath comes. And just by taking the darshan, see how beautiful this is. Just by taking darshan of Jagannath on the chariot with his brother Balbhadra and Subhadra, his sister, just by taking these three siblings darshan, just the darshan, next life, Prabhupada says, the person, he finishes this material life, the end, no more, circle of birth and death. So imagine people who are pulling the rath. Imagine people who are serving. They've made prasadam, they're serving prasadam to devotees, they're distributing books, they're explaining, to newcomers who don't know anything, they say, oh, wow, such a grand thing is happening. So just imagine the devotees who are serving, how dear they are to the dear Lord, how dear they are to the dear Lord. So, dear devotees, from this, what we can understand is that no matter the material, no matter whatever it be, it is not satisfying. It is something like Shira. Everybody here, I believe everyone is from Indian background, so you understand what is Shira. Halwa, halwa. Shira, correct? Now, if you look at Shira, it has something like a sand, grainy like a sand, maybe even the color of sand. Now, when you eat Shira, it is so delicious. The texture, the taste, it's sweet. The flavors burst in your mouth, and it gives you some kind of a um, happiness, joy of eating. The taste buds are tickled. Now, you take sand and you put it in Shira. We've taken sand and mixed it in Shira. By looking at it, you won't be able to understand it is Shira or sand mixed in it, because sand looks like Shira. It also has that grainy consistency. You mix it well, and now you serve it to someone. The person will eat it, or if you eat that Shira will have sweetness, but at the same time, you feel like spitting it out. This is the condition of material happiness, your devotees. There is some sweetness, but ultimately, it's just temporary. You have to spit it out. You get disappointed with it. Eventually, relationships, any material relationship, whatever it be the case, eventually will only disappoint us, and we end up disappointing the other person. That's why we see divorce rates are so high. That's why we see people, so much of mental tension. Children in school are bringing guns and killing other children. This is the condition. Because of this, there's no satisfaction. And here we have the opportunity in Hare Krishna to get together. Whatever we be, whatever our background be, doesn't matter. You're chanting 16 rounds, you're not chanting rounds. You're in the company of devotees. Just being in the company of devotees, they give that example. Train is going from point A to point B. From Bombay, it is going to Delhi. And a train has 7, 8, 10 bogies. There is the first class bogie, there is the third class bogie. Doesn't matter whether you're right behind, whether you're right in front, whether you're all the opportunities are provided to you, or it is very, very difficult, like Queen Kunti. Doesn't matter. As long as you're on the track of bhakti, as long as that is moving forward, you will reach your destination to go back to Godhead. Hare Krishna. So, dear devotees, this is what we should understand. What is pilgrimage? What is purity? What is devotional service? And how these three are linked together. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. We have 2-3 minutes. If anyone has a comment, realization, correction, or a question, we can address it now, or perhaps later on at the Nityam Bhagavad Sevaya forum on WhatsApp. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, wonderful class, very
Yeah.
nicely explained. When you were explaining, just the thought came in my mind, Gajendra Moksha, right? How he just was holding that Graha's feet, and that Graha got like elephants, like Gajendra's feet, and that Graha got liberated first. So always holding the devotees' feet, like serving devotees, we get happiness. We are not thinking about liberation, but we'll get Krishna prema. So that it was coming to my mind. Very nice, Prabhuji. Very nice. Haribol.
Yay. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, nice class. Also, I realized that sometimes you cannot go to the pilgrims and you feel bad, but now I feel that pilgrim is right here. So that also made me feel better, much better, that I don't have to rush everywhere. Just go to devotee's place and get that is a pilgrim.
Mataji, there is one pilgrimage which is called just portable tirtha, portable, and that is a chanting bed. It is portable. You can take it and chant. You're going to the park, sit down on the bench and start doing japa. We are in connection with Krishna. We are serving Krishna through kirtanam, shravanam kirtanam. You take your headphones, you're going on a walk, you're listening to a lecture, you're listening to katha. You're in connection with Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Oh,
Thank you.
Jai Prabhupada. Thank you, everybody. Madhupati Prabhu, over to you.
Thank you, Amritananda. We'd like to wish everybody a safe and Krishna conscious day ahead. And we'd like to offer our prayers to the Supreme Lord by chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare,
Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Hare,
Rama, Hare
Rama,
Hare.
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna, Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Rama,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram, Ram,
Rama
Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare. Jina Shingo, Jina Shingo, Jai Jina Shingo, Praladesha Jaya Padnamuka,
Mukha Padavriya,
Ugra Vidi
Govinda,
Mahavishnu, Tarantam Sarvatam, Singam Vishnu,
Prasimham Vishwam Vishwam Nitya Mitya Namam Yavam.
Singh Bhagwan ki Jai, Prahlad
Jai,
Maharaj ki Jai.
Jai,
Para humble obeisances to all the assembled Vaishnavas.
and
Vancha
Shakalpatarushya, Kripa Sindhaya Pacha, Patitanam, Vaishnavebhyo Namo.
Vaishnavibhyo
Namo Namah.
Vaishnavinda ki Jai.
Jai,
Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai.
Ki Jai,
Srila Prabhupada
Ki
ki
Jai.
Reminder, there is a program in the evening at the temple from 7 to 9 by Bhakti Ashraya Vaishnava Maharaj. We all welcome. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, everybody. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.